It says we're live. I don't know. Forrest is here. Forrest was 15 minutes early instead of 12 hours early this week. So way to go, Forrest.
Ground fog was checking in, a couple hours ago.
Yeah. Forrest, I'm glad you got your AM and your PM figured out. So if you can hear us, give us a 2x4 in the chat, and then Shelly's going to hit the intro.
Let us know you're here.
It says we got 500 people in here, minus 2 zeros. So
that is Jason math right there.
Yeah. At least it's not chicken math, though.
Hey, Forrest gave us a 2x4. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Homestead HQ, where we talk about homesteading and preparedness. My name is Shelly, and this is...
And I'm Jason. And Shelly's dogs are barking again. They hadn't stopped. They've been barking all week, apparently.
All week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill's here. And then Charles
Stansberry. Hey,
all
Charles,
right.
how you doing?
All right, guys. Man, I just got done with our kids the kids' Christmas party and stuff at church. So
I bet that was fun.
It was fun. They made little gingerbread houses. They cooked sausage and pancakes. And I will admit, I went off the train and I ate some pancakes. And I hope
oh my God, I love sausage and pancakes.
Oh,
I like bacon and French toast, and I like sausage with pancakes. Wow. Like it's just, and I guess it's like because that's how my mom used to make it. So yeah.
Now I'll take the pancakes and I'll like fold it and then break the sausage in half and make like a pancake taco, and it's like,
and then drizzle syrup on it.
Yeah, and then it's like,
yeah. Sounds delicious.
So I'm hoping my stomach does not kill me here in just a little bit, because that's the most carbs I've had in, I don't know, 3 weeks or something, or since like Thanksgiving.
You'll probably get bloated and look like you're having a baby.
Oh, I'm sitting there eating it, enjoying it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm probably going to pay for this here in just a little while. So if you see me get up and run off camera real quick, I'll be back in a second. So
that's funny.
Yeah. But Chantel's here. I hadn't seen her in a hot minute.
She said she's watching on TV. I know when I'm watching on my TV, I don't comment as much. Like I've got to have it on my phone and then, like on the TV. So
yeah.
There's the Homestead twins and Corey Daunt.
I will have a pancake taco tomorrow.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting here thinking I might want to drive by and get pancakes in the morning on my way to work.
I want to go back to bacon and eggs in the morning. That's what I've been eating in the morning. I'll do like 6 pieces of bacon and like 3 fried or scrambled eggs, and I'm set for the day until dinner time. So, and then Whitney made carnivore chili the other night, and I've been eating on that. It's
does that mean it just doesn't have beans in it?
That, and well, it's not supposed to have tomatoes in it, because tomatoes are apparently high in sugar. So it's got ground beef, bacon, and I'm like, you got to put some onions in there, because I love onions. So she loaded it up with onions and then put what is it? Some kind of cheese or something. What's crap, I forgot. What's the little block? Cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
Yeah, put cream cheese in it. But when she did it, the stuff
instead of tomato,
that's what the recipe said. So she's cooking it and everything, and I look over and this stuff is like gray. I'm like, this stuff looks nasty. I'm like, it looked like some gray crap you get from McDonald's or something. And I'm like, we got to put something in this to make it red. And so she grabbed some tomato paste and put some tomato paste in there just to make it red, because I was like, I'm not eating this gray, funky looking stuff. I'm like,
Did it taste good?
It tastes great. I tried it. I closed my eyes and tried it, because you eat with your eyes. I closed my eyes and tried it before she put it in there, and I'm like, it's good. It needs a smidge of salt. And then she put the tomato paste in there and made it red. I'm like, all right, we can eat this with our eyes open now.
Oh my God, Forrest, I want some beignets. I love those things.
Yes. Oh, you want
So good.
to hear a funny story about beignets?
What?
We me and my ex-wife had went to New Orleans when we first got married years and years ago, and we were in New Orleans, and I got the beignets at whatever Cafe del Monaco or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Like, these things are freaking amazing. So like that next year for Christmas, her grandmother ordered the packs. She ordered me like a whole basket from there, from that cafe in New Orleans. Gave it to me for Christmas. We're up there Christmas morning in E-Town where she's from, and I've got this. So we go to one of her friends' houses Christmas morning. We're there at like 8 in the morning. I'm like, I want some beignets. So I go out to the truck and grab the basket and bring it in. Christmas morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning, we're making beignets. We pull out the Fry Daddy. People are opening presents and everything, and I'm over at the Fry Daddy making beignets, and everybody's like, "What in the hell's this guy doing?" I was like, "Dude, I'm eating beignets on Christmas." So we ate the snot. That whole basket was gone by like lunchtime.
There's a food truck that goes around Glasgow, Kentucky, that they have. They serve like Cajun stuff. They have like po' boys and stuff like that, sandwiches and gumbo and that kind of stuff. And they have beignets that they serve.
Oh,
they've got really good food. I can't think of the name of it. Every once in a while they come around where I work, but it's good food.
I could kill some of those waffles from that waffle dude's truck.
Awful waffle.
Oh, yeah.
No, slothful waffle.
Yeah. That dude was hiring a kite making waffles, but man, they were good.
Oh my God, his waffles are so good. And I follow them on Facebook, and they had done, remember they wrecked their truck or wrecked their food truck going home after the festival, the Back to the Land festival that one year.
Yep.
And then they did like a brick and mortar, and now they're back to doing a food truck. So they'll post on Facebook like different towns that they're going to be in Tennessee. But I'm just like, I wish you'd come to Kentucky. I love your stuff. I mean, they had the best. That one, they made one that had like peanut butter and chocolate and bananas and bacon. And I was like, oh my God, this is the best waffle ever.
They were good. Look, our old buddy AC stopped in. AC was doing some AC's from Tennessee. Then we went down and did the TECC.
Oh, okay. Hey, yes.
He was training some Memphis police officers the other day. I saw on Facebook. That and he was doing a father-son like survival thing out in the woods the other day. It seemed pretty cool. I was looking at all the pictures.
Forrest, I believe that is the name of the food truck that's in Glasgow. Like, I don't know how you know that. I'm pretty sure that's the name.
Forrest knows everything.
He knows everything.
Forrest needs to sell his place and hurry up and get up here.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah.
What's happening with that, Forrest? Come on.
So, what have you been doing, Shelley? I've got another.
I have been feeling like crud. I've been like under the weather. The last couple of days, I just felt like crap. And I don't know. I almost didn't go to work today, but then I felt a little bit better when I got up, and I've just not been feeling great. We're trying to get ready this weekend. We're going to butcher a couple hogs this weekend. So we're trying to get ready for that. And, yeah. That's what we got going on.
But you're going to tough it out for like another 50 minutes with me tonight.
Yes. And then I'm going to bed. Because that's what I do as soon as I get off this video.
Wouldn't that be bad if like you really started feeling like hell and you just like fell out of your chair and then it's like, man, I got to go to the bathroom. Those pancakes are coming and it's just dead screen.
Yeah, nobody's here. I would hope that you would like call Randy or something if I fell out of the chair.
Be like, Randy, she fell out of the chair. Go check on her. Well,
it'd be better. I mean, he would have to call Sam, but yeah. Because he's working tonight. He's in Bowling Green.
Well, I went to the doctor the other day, like for my checkup, and then of course of course, after the doctor wants to give you all this crap. So then after that, when I was leaving the doctor, I called Leslie and talked to her.
And she's like, okay, if they gave you this, you take this. And if they gave you this, you take this.
pretty much. So like my doctor, I love her to death. She's a vegetarian. And I always give her grief. I'm like, girl, you need to eat some red meat. Is what you need. I was like, that's your problem. But I told her, I was like, I've been hitting it pretty hard, carnivore. And I told her about my wrist and everything. She was like, great. She said, your blood work's going to be great. When it comes back, your cholesterol is going to be high. And I was like, yeah, probably so. But I was like, I'm not taking none of these cholesterol drugs. I was like, that causes Alzheimer's and dementia and all that crap. And she's like, well, they've got new ones out that don't do that. And I was like, well, we're not going to find out. Yeah. And then I told her, I was like, sometimes, sometimes my toes hurt and everything, like arthritis kind of deal. And she's like, well, we can do Celebrex for that. And I was like, I don't want Celebrex. I was like, all I want is some Toradol. I was like, I want Toradol to where I can pop one of those and it takes the edge off of it every now and then. And she was like, well, I got to have a hard time with insurance covering that. And I was like, I didn't ask if insurance was going to cover it or not. I said, I wanted it. I'll pay out of pocket. And she was like, well, okay. So now she wrote me a prescription for Celebrex. And if you read the crap, like, you ever heard of Celebrex?
Yeah.
It's for arthritis. And you take
So you told her that you didn't want it, but she gave you a prescription for it anyway?
I guess they got to fill quotas. I don't know. So I filled it.
My doctor is the same way. He'll write me. I'll tell him like I'll have something wrong and I know what I need. And he'll give me like 6 prescriptions for whatever. And so I have to go to the pharmacy and I'm like, I just want that one. I don't want all that other crap.
Yeah. So then I start reading about Celebrex. It's like you can actually go through withdrawal symptoms from Celebrex.
Really?
Yeah. They're like,
is it a narcotic?
No, but it's made to block the arthritis pain and everything. And they say like so many hours after you come off of it, you'll start experiencing pain. And all these side effects can go on for like a month. I was like, hell, I'm not taking that. I was like, if we're going to do that, we'll just get on some fentanyl and really do it right. I'm like,
let's not do that. Let's not do that.
I'm like, if we're going to have withdrawals, let's do it big time. But my cholesterol is like 7 points too high. And I'm like, whatever. I was like, I'm going with it. So
that's not bad. I mean,
considering how much red meat I eat every day.
I haven't been on my cholesterol meds in over a year, and my cholesterol is way low.
Well, so. Miss Sharon jumped in here.
Hey, there's Miss Sharon.
She's the amazing moderator. The best.
Hey guys, we don't say this a lot, but go and hit the like button and share and all of those things. That helps us out and it gets our videos out in the algorithm. We'd appreciate that if you can do that.
Yes, apparently the share button is like the magic key. So if you can share it, more people will see an algorithm, and then we'll blow up, and we'll actually have 10,000 people on here one day.
Because that's Jason math. That's how that works.
You got to shoot for the stars.
Miss Sharon says that Celebrex is the devil.
Yeah, I ain't gonna take that crap.
I think we agree, Miss Sharon.
I don't know. Is there like a black market for it where I could sell it on the street corner or something?
Yeah, don't say that in our video. I'm pretty sure that's what the crap, dude. I mean, come on. We do not sell drugs. We do not condone selling drugs. We don't do that.
But my email is.
Jeez.
Should I give him my burner phone number? Chantel says she's slowly trying to go carnivore. It's hit and miss most of the time. So I don't know. I'm doing pretty good. You just once you get off of it, once you get done, it's like, hey, I don't want the carbs anymore. After a little while, it's like, okay, I don't need this crap. But then if you hit some sugar and you're just like, you're a crackhead after that for a while.
Yeah. It's a little rough.
Well, hey, tell them about the VacMaster deals. They got some smoking stuff going right now.
Yeah, they do. So from December 8th until December 20th. So that's like a week from, you got 10 more days. That's a week from Saturday. They have 3 different tiers of their specials. So the very bottom tier, for every purchase that you make of $25 or more, you get a free VacMaster cast iron burger press, like what you use on a Blackstone or on a grill or something, or, on a skillet, whatever, but one of those round burger presses. And then, so going up from there, tier 1, if you spend $600, you get 15% off, plus you get a knife block. So it's just one of those blocks that you slide your knives into. It doesn't come with the knives. It's just the block. Tier 2, if you spend $800, you get 20% off. And then you get a 10-piece comfort grip knife set, which is that roll of knives that Jason and I have given away before. And we've given it away at festivals and stuff. So yeah, you get like the case. It's a canvas case. And it has like 9 or 10 knives in it. And then tier 3 is if you spend $1,000 or more, you get 25% off and you get a free mobile table. So it's a stainless steel table that you can set your VacMaster on. And it rolls around and stuff. With those discounts that they're having, you can also add Homestead, our code, and get an additional 15% off. So you can get, it may not be exactly 15% off, but I think it's somewhere between 10 and 15% off. You can get some deep discounts from now until December 20th. So go check it out. If you've been wanting a chamber sealer, Jason and I talk about ours all the time. We use them all the time. It's pretty stinking awesome. It's probably the best Homestead type item purchase that I've made. Randy and I use ours all the time, like no joke. We vacuum seal even when we're marinating and stuff like that. Recently, Jason and I used it when we put together that order for his church for the bleeding control kits. We every bleeding control box that they're putting in the different rooms at his church, we vacuum sealed all of the components that go into that box it's going to be mounted on the wall. And then we just notched the little bag so they can easily rip it open. But everything in there is going to be, like it's going to all be in one place and easy to find. So you can even use it for stuff like that. The chamber sealers are amazing.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I put it while you were telling that. I put the 215 in the cart on VacMaster. It's a $1,190 machine. With that 25% off, it knocked it down. Let me see. Let me update the cart. It knocked it down to $892. You get the table, you get the burger press, and then I stuck. It changed it.
Did you put our code on there?
Yep, I'm putting the code now. You were getting that almost a $1,200 machine with their discount and our code. You're getting it for $758.
Holy moly!
Yeah,
that's a better deal than what I paid for my chamber sealer.
Yeah, that, and you're getting
you're getting the burger press. Plus, you're getting the table.
Yeah, the table, and the table's got casters on it where you can roll it around.
Yep.
That's a pretty
smoking deal, man. Y'all need to check it out. That's a great deal.
There might be one in my future because I want one for my kitchenette. So
right now is the time to buy it, man.
I've got.
Bill he said I made my stainless steel work table by putting a stainless steel refrigerator door on a cheap dining room table and mounted it on 4-wheel dolly. It cost me $40. That's because Bill is resourceful.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right?
So yeah, go check out VacMaster. I mean, that's probably, that was better than the Black Friday deal.
That is.
Because the Black Friday was just 25% off.
Yeah.
and you didn't get a table.
And you didn't get all the free stuff.
And their tables are pretty stinking good. They sent me I think it's a 30 by 48 table with a backsplash on it that I've got down in the shop that we use for butchering. And it's a heavy gauge table. So, hey, do y'all want to see the bleeding control kits? They're 15% off. Let me grab one. Here, let me grab one.
Everybody needs a bleeding control kit. And I think Jason just got them up on the website this last week or in the last few days. They're up on the website.
They are on the website. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Bleeding control kit. Those are 15% off right now. So that puts them at like, I don't know, 70, 73 bucks, something like that. You get a Cat 7 or a Cat Tourniquet Gen 7. You get a set of hyphen chest seals. You get a 4-inch trauma bandage, 2 compressed gauze, a set of trauma shears, an emergency blanket, a set of gloves, and then you get a Schlissman pressure wrap. That's what that pretty orange thing is. So
you're getting that for, what did you say, roughly
like,
about 73 bucks?
Yeah.
A Cat Tourniquet, I mean, if you order it from someplace, it's going to be between $30 and $35, right? Yeah. I mean, that's half of it right there and all the other stuff that you get in it. So, yeah, go check that out.
You got a news story?
I do have a news story, but it's not a funny news story.
All right.
It was just something that I thought was kind of interesting, only because I've watched so many documentaries about this or whatever. So you know that like Russia and Ukraine are fighting, right? I mean, I don't know if they're still fighting, but they have been fighting.
Yeah, they're still.
Are they still going at it? They're not playing well with each other. So back in February, Russia sent some drones over to Ukraine and bombed. And one of the things that they bombed was in Chernobyl.
Yeah.
So I'm sure all of you that are in the chat know what Chernobyl is, but if you don't, you know, back in 1986, Chernobyl was a nuclear power plant that is in Ukraine. And back in 1986, they had a couple of explosions, which had a big meltdown. And so the place, it's going to take probably hundreds of years before it's not, you know, bad anymore, I guess.
It's a great place to go camping, though, isn't it? Everything like glows. You can see your way around.
Yeah, something like that. And I mean, it had to be evacuated like within 48 hours. So it's, you know, it looks like everything is still there. Like all their stuff is still there, furniture and all that kind of stuff. People just had to leave. So back in 2010, a company that was in out of France came in and built this dome. It's called the New Safe Confinement, but it was a protective dome that they built because when the power plant melted down, they made like this concrete sarcophagus or whatever and covered all of that up, and it was still leaking out radiation. So this company came in from France and built this dome over the top of it. It took them from 2010 to 2019 to build this dome. And the dome was it was designed to last like 100 years. And it's actually the world's largest movable land structure. It looks like a hangar, like an airplane hangar or something, and they just rolled it over the top of it. Well, Russia sent these drones over and they put big hole in the top of it with this drone strike, which the reason that this stuck out to me is because when the accident happened, it dumped all kinds of radioactivity into the atmosphere that went all over the Soviet Union and all over Europe, right? Why it's kind of like it to me, it's the equivalent of when they do when neighborhoods have riots, like back in 2020 when all that stuff happened and people were rioting and tearing up their own neighborhoods. That's what it's kind of like to me. I'm sitting there going, I get it that you're fighting with Ukraine, but don't you understand the bigger impact of what you're doing? I mean,
oh yeah,
all that stuff happened back in the 80s, and they're just gonna like knock a hole in this thing, and they're right there. They're right there next door to them, you know? And I'm like, how can you be so dumb?
That's stupidity in action right there. That happened. That happened a while back too.
Chantel's dogs are barking at my dogs.
Tell them dogs to be quiet.
I know.
Just yell at them. Be like, shut up. But that did.
Hey, go lay down. Yeah, they don't care. They're barking at the cats. The cats are making them crazy. But go ahead.
I can barely hear you. No, they did that a while back though. That happened. That drone strike happened because I remember reading about it a while back.
It happened back in February.
Yeah.
And so they've been doing all these assessments, and they have just recently made the determination that the dome is no longer doing its job. Even though you would think the big hole in it would be the indication that it's not doing its job. But they just recently came out and said, oh, by the way, it's not working.
I'm glad.
So,
I'm glad
it took them. I can shut these dogs up. Keep talking.
I'm glad they took them that long to figure that out. So, but yeah, Bill, nature is always repairing its what? Damn it. All right. Nature is always repairing the area that it occurred in. Yeah. And there is wildlife there. And there's one, Billy's talked about it before, that there is a farm out there that they do windrow composting, and that farm has not been affected by the nuclear fallout that happened. They couldn't find anything that had happened there. And part of it is they say that it's because all the good compost they're making, that all the microorganisms in that compost eat the radiation out. And they said they couldn't find any of it there. So, yeah, that's kind of weird. That I don't understand. That's like cutting your nose off to spite your face.
Exactly.
Because it's not like it's going to just be right there. It's going to spread. But
exactly.
I don't know. We'll wind up paying for it somehow. So, did you see that video with the Cinnabon girl?
No.
You didn't see that? I've just watched parts of it. Apparently, I think it was these Somali people or something were giving this girl up the road at Cinnabon or something and calling her a racist and everything. And she just kept going on. She was like, yeah, I'm a racist. And started calling them the N-word and this and that, and then like flipping them the bird. And it's like these people are videoing it and everything. Of course, the chick gets fired. And so then she puts a GoFundMe up since she got fired. And then the people that she called that she was calling all the bad words to and everything, they set up a GoFundMe. And these people had only raised like $200 or something. I think she's raised like $50-some thousand.
Wow.
And
that's
I'm
probably
like,
more than she made at Cinnabon, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, holy cow. I don't know the whole story on it, but I just saw it and I'm like, dang.
That's wild.
Ag Homestead showed up. Good evening. So, yeah, I need to do a little bit more research on the Cinnabon girl. I thought it was kind of funny. It's like she said some of the stuff out loud. So I'm just like, dang, you don't see that every day. So
isn't it funny though that we go from how people were being treated back in 2020 and all of the cancellation, people getting canceled and all of that kind of stuff, to it seems like things are shifting. I mean, not that it's me personally, I don't think it's a good idea to be calling people the N-word and all that kind of stuff, but things are not the same as they were, it's a whole different, a lot of people out there were afraid to say things back in 2020 because of, and I'm talking about people like on, like even actors and stuff, they would get up and say things and then they would be shamed and they'd come back and say they were sorry. And I'm like, Man,
Yeah.
why can't you just like stand by what you say? If that's what you think, then don't apologize for it. If you did something wrong, apologize. But things are changing. They're not the same as they were.
Hey,
Oh,
Homestead.
it's up to 130,000 now.
Yeah, and it's up in their area. Homestead Twins. If you can get a hold of this girl, I want her on the show. I want to hear what happened. If you can do that, I will send you something awesome. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll send something awesome if you can get the Cinnabon chick on there. So, well, it's like, okay, talking about getting canceled and all this. Did you see where it's either the Senate or the House has passed this thing? Apparently, if you talk bad about Jewish people, if you're in college and go to a protest or say anything anti-Jewish, that they will cut your student funding and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are they attaching it to like a hate crime or something?
I don't know. I mean, you can't talk bad about Jews or you'll get canceled anymore. So,
so this is my thought on that. Every time, like in this country, we have freedom of speech. Now what that means is that the government is not supposed to be able to come after you about what you say. There are repercussions to what you say. If you say something stupid, somebody might punch you in the face or somebody might not buy your products anymore or whatever. There's repercussions. But when the government starts sticking its nose into those things and trying to govern those things or regulate those things that I feel like are kind of contradictory to the Constitution, we might sit there and think, well, it's a bad thing if you're being anti-Semitic or whatever your views are on that. But that can be turned around and used against you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I think that we need to stick with what the Constitution says. I don't know about all this other crap because, it's just when the next guy's in office, they're going to do whatever they want with it. And it'll be weaponized against us. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% believe in freedom of speech. Don't go in and yell fire in a crowded room. And if you do that crap, hey, we ought to get you for some kind of misdemeanor or felony or something like that. But I think you ought to be able to talk about any race, religion, whatever you want to, and speak it and yell whatever you want to from the rooftops and do it that way. They can yell it right back to me and we'll go on about our day and the government shouldn't get involved.
Right.
And if somebody, that's the cool thing. I'm self-employed. We own KSL and then I own my contracting business. So if I want to get up here and say whatever I want to, somebody might see it and be like, we're not buying nothing from that jerk Jason, or he's not going to be able to work at our house. That's cool, bro. There's other people I can work for. I don't have to worry about getting fired from a job.
Right.
So Miss Sharon said she'd cuss most anyone out for that money.
Miss Sharon, I probably would too. Like, I ain't lying.
Dude, I cuss
right there with you, girl. We can split it for real.
I've cussed people out over $5 before. It's at 147 now.
That's pretty cool.
I want to get the Cinnabon chick on this morning show. All right. Enough debauchery and all that fun stuff. Homestead myths debunked.
All right. So there are some homestead myths out there.
I got a list of like 8. And we probably overlap.
Probably. So I think she's done it for free. Yeah, I have to. So I think one of the biggest homestead myths out there, the reason that people say that they can't do homesteading is that they think they have to have land.
Yep.
And you do not. Like you can Billy talks about it all the time. You can grow mushrooms in your closet. But homesteading is not, I don't look at homesteading as like farming per se, mainly because I live in the county that I live in is hugely agricultural. It's mainly agricultural. There's farms all around me and everything. And when I think of farmers and agriculture and all of that kind of stuff, I think of, like they're growing row crops or they're, raising beef and they're taking it to market and all that kind of stuff. Most of the people around me, the farmers that I know that raise beef, they don't even butcher their own beef. They still go to Walmart and buy their meat and stuff, which just blows my mind.
Yeah.
But being homesteading to me is being in control of my food, being in control of the inputs that go into, those things. It mainly has to do with, food to me. Just knowing where your food comes from and all of that kind of stuff. And you can have an urban homestead, you can have a suburban homestead, you could homestead from an RV camper. You don't have to have tons of land to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff on a half acre. So, I mean,
my dogs are making me crazy.
Go put them in the kennel.
Yeah, I tried to do that a minute ago, and I just chased them around my dining room table.
Yeah.
Hey!
But yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff even on a half acre lot. I mean, you could grow. I mean, if you did it right and arranged it the right way, I mean, you could run chickens on there. I mean, you can run quite a few raised beds and stuff like that. I mean, so you could get meat and eggs and vegetables. And then if you did some perennial stuff, I mean, you could have fruit and stuff like that just on a small area. Do it that way, or heck, I mean, if you live next door to somebody who's got a little bit of land, it's like, hey, if you're not doing anything with this, what if I take care of some of this land? You don't actually have to own the land. It's more of, you can control this land.
Yep, I hit the wrong one. Her dogs are barking at my dogs. Homesteading to me is best described as self-sustainable. Same. All right, you talk about something. I'm going to try to shut the dogs up.
Oh, crap. Move. Chantel says, I'm just starting out. I have 1 acre. I know I can do quite a bit with that. It just takes time. Yes, Chantel, it does. It takes some time. I mean, I've got 8 acres, and then we've got another 4 acres beside me that we're running animals on. I'm still nowhere near, and I've been going at this a long time, but I'm nowhere near what I want to be. There's always stuff you can do and always stuff that you can be improving. And Bill says, what about I can't homestead because I'm old? And Bill says, my wife and I are 66 and 75 and just started our farm in 2002. Yeah, I mean, you can do it. You can do it no matter what your age, as long as you get around. It's, your mobility and stuff like that are going to, be a factor in it. It might take Bill 2 to 3 times as long to do something at this age as it did when he was 40. So, I mean, it's just take your time, space it out, do what you can do is one of the big things. And then Bill says, I know a person that's raising 25 pigs on 3/4 of an acre and doing it successfully. Man, that sounds like a feed lot to me. That's a lot of pigs to have on 3/4 of an acre. So, one of mine that I've got, Shelly took my first one, so essentially I have 7 now. One of the myths I've got is homesteading is cheaper than buying it at the store. It's not cheaper than buying it at the store. Most of the time, it's not. Mine is homesteading is buying it cheaper. Or homesteading is cheaper than buying things at the store.
Oh, talk about eggs.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But my biggest thing about it is it's totally worth it because you know what inputs went into that. You know what your chickens, you know what your chickens ate, you know what your lambs ate, you know what your cow ate, you know what your pig ate. So you know what's going inside your body. You know what you put on your vegetable garden and around your fruit trees. You know, you're not throwing seven dust all over these things, and you know, you're doing it the way that you want to do it, and you know everything that's been put in there. Uh, it takes a lot of, well, honestly, like your vegetables, figure out how much time you spend in the garden and how much you get. Those green beans are probably going to be 10 times what they cost at the grocery store if you figure your labor. If you make X amount of money per hour at your job and you're like, man, I'm spending this, they're going to be expensive. But the thing is, it's like, you know exactly what you put in it. And you don't have to worry. It's like, hey, I don't have to look at this can and be like, what preservatives are in this can?
Right.
So, I mean,
I know Jessica from Roots and Refuge YouTube channel. She always says that the vegetables at the grocery store taste like disappointment.
yeah.
And it's so true. They just don't even taste the same because they've, you know, like been raised with chemicals and all that other kind of stuff that just doesn't even taste the same.
Oh yeah.
But you know, even talking about like the cheaper, or you know, thinking that it's cheaper to do it that way, when you're getting into this, you have like infrastructure. I mean, fencing, if you're going to raise animals, you know, you've got Randy and I I guess it was 2024, we completely put a perimeter fence up around most of our acreage. That was a chunk of money. I mean, it takes a little bit to get going. Now, once it's there, you know, but it's not, it's, you know, we say you can grow mushrooms out of your closet, and you totally can do that. And you can start small and gradually build and build and build. And homesteaders, most of the homesteaders I know are very resourceful. And, you know, like we have our junk pile that we keep around, you know, 10 from a barn and all, whatever. You make things work, but it's not super cheap either. You know, it can be that, but that's one of the great things about having community, right? Like I can call, well, I mean, okay, when we moved Ginger over here, you know, you came over a couple weekends before and we built her and Calvin a shelter out of things that we had on the farm, you know, panels and stuff like that. You brought over that tarp from the billboard tarp thing to cover it with. And then we borrowed a trailer from a guy that, you know, we became friends with, the lady that I get my raw milk from. Her husband let us borrow their trailer to go get Calvin and Ginger. And if you're building your community and helping each other out, what is it? Sweat equity.
Yeah.
You know, that's a great way to do this, right?
Oh yeah. What else you got? On and off.
Another myth, you'll have lots of free time. That is a lie from the pits of hell, let me tell you. Yeah. Like we never have free time. And even what I would call free time, like prior to homesteading, would be like if I had time to sit down and watch a movie or something like that. I don't ever have time to do that. I feel, and if I do take out time and I'm like, okay, I want to hang out with Randy tonight and me and him just watch a movie or something. The whole time I'm sitting there watching the movie, in my mind, I'm thinking, I could be doing this. I could be doing that. I could be making soap. I could be canning something. I could be tincture. I mean, there's so many things going on in my mind that I can't even enjoy the movie because I'm thinking about all the things that I need to do or I haven't done or whatever. Makes me crazy.
I'm the same way. I hardly ever watch TV. I mean, I'll watch TV. Usually me and Lincoln will watch a few minutes of TV before he goes to bed. But other than that, it's like I feel like I'm always on the clock doing something. So it's like, hey, I need to do this. And I mean, after everybody goes to bed, I spend a couple hours doing stuff down here. pretty much every night, unless we're going to go do something else. But there's like no free time, and even if you run 12 or 14 hours a day, it's like, hey, there's more stuff to do.
I love this. Homestead Twin says, I think I had about $3,500 into my pasture fence, and I've made back half of that running pigs a few years, but that wasn't even really the point. I couldn't buy pork as good as what I raised. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely agree with that.
I'll tell you, the pork
next on your list.
The pork that you raise from home is so much better than anything you can buy. I mean, all right. You don't need years of experience. I mean, you can start a homestead. I mean, you don't have to be some Mac Daddy permaculture designer with 38 degrees and been doing this forever and grown up in it. You can start your homestead and do it today. I mean, now don't rush out and buy, 100 chickens and 30 ewes and 2 rams and a bunch of stuff. Start small, learn, try stuff and fail. Start off with, if you're like, hey, I want to get chickens. Start off with like half a dozen chickens to a dozen chickens. Get that under your wings and kind of master the chickens. And then you're like, once I've got the chicken system going, I've got some meat coming in. I've got eggs coming out my ears. I've got this thing dialed in. Now, maybe let's think about getting some ewes and doing that. And then master that and go figure out the stuff and figure out where you need to stop. So,
right. And you will make mistakes.
Yeah, 100%.
And I totally agree with what Jason is saying. You do not have to have all the degrees and know all the stuff to do this, but do it knowing that you're going to jack stuff up, and that's okay, because you will learn more from the things that you jack up than the things that you get right, for real.
And what was it? The guy said that the only like mistake you really make is one that you don't learn from.
Right.
I mean, don't jack the same mistake. Don't do it more than once. Learn from it. Make that mistake, learn the hard way, and then be like, I'm never going to do this stupid mistake again, and then move on with it. I mean, and then the big thing too is asking questions about stuff. If you don't know, find somebody that's competent that you can ask questions to. You never want to be the smartest man in the room, and if you are, you're in the wrong room. So, what'd Forrest say?
He said, until William Bond came to my farm, I hemorrhaged money on what I thought I needed. I still hemorrhage money, but it's going to the right projects now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when Randy and I bought our farm, having William come here and do a consultation for us was the absolute best decision that we ever made. And we still screw up, but we're still following that plan that William laid out for us. And before that, I felt like I didn't know where to start. It was like, what is that? They call that analysis paralysis. I would overanalyze things, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just not going to do anything. And it was so frustrating. And William came and laid out a plan, and I have been so thankful for that. It was the best thing. It was the best money that we ever spent, was hiring him to come and do that.
For sure.
Okay, next on my list, you must be self-sufficient in everything. That is so not true.
Nobody is self-sufficient in everything.
No. Now, we know people, Jason and I know people who are, like we know Mike and Jeanette, that they live in a tiny home. They, they sold their house, bought some land, have this tiny home. They don't have utilities. They use solar. They have rainwater catchment. They have all of their animals, and Mike is always putting infrastructure in and all of that kind of stuff. we know people who do this. And I would say that Mike is probably the most self-sufficient people that I know. Maybe Mike, and then Patty and Darren. They're in that bucket, where they have that infrastructure in place and they're doing all of those things. But that doesn't define who you are. I mean, you don't have to be self-sufficient in everything. You don't have to have the big solar array or whatever. And yes, all of those things are nice to have, but start small, like Jason talked about, getting you some chickens, starting a garden and all of that kind of stuff, and build on from there. You'll get to the point of what am I trying to say? What makes you feel secure?
Yeah.
You'll reach that level, and it's different for everybody. It's not, if you're a big time prepper, there's like a whole list of things. You got to have backups to backups to backups, and all of the generators and, all of that kind of stuff. And I'm not laughing. I'm not, like that those are things that, are good to have. But you need to decide what your level of security is, that you feel like, okay, I feel like I'm in a good place. And, it's going to change year to year, because the more you learn, the more you think, okay, I need to tweak this and I need to move that, and, all of that kind of stuff. But trying to make it where you're like, competing with somebody else, or even listening to somebody else telling you that you're not doing it right, stay away from that. Don't listen to those people. They're just dumb. Don't do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, nobody's going to be 100% self-sufficient in everything.
Right?
I mean, you're always going to have one person, or even one family cannot do it. I mean, because then you're looking, if you really want to go down the rabbit hole of self-sufficient, you're going to have a salt mine. You're going to have an oil well and a way to refine the oil to make gasoline or diesel fuel. And I mean, you can just go down a whole laundry list. It's how far down do you want to go? I mean, essentially, you'd have to have a whole country to be self-sufficient. That
it was a big eye opener for me with that when Hurricane Helene hit Western North Carolina and Eastern Tennessee.
Yeah.
When that hurricane hit that, because nobody in that area was expecting a hurricane to hit inland, and then those people living in the mountains and stuff. And I'm sure that there were preppers that lived up in there. I mean, they're all over the place, but it didn't matter how much stuff you had put up. It didn't matter how many canned goods you had, how many buckets of rice and beans, whatever. It did not matter. If your house got washed away in a hurricane that was inland, there wasn't a damn thing that you could do about that.
Yeah.
So the whole self-sufficiency thing, that really highlighted to me that it's kind of an illusion. Not that you shouldn't prepare, but there's still craziness that can happen that wipes your stuff out anyway.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Miss Sharon said, "Do your best and trade with others."
Yep.
And in her world, backups to backups is collard, spinach, and mustard greens. If one's fail, you have two more.
Oh man. Okay. All right. You got one more?
You got to quit your job to homestead.
No.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that are like, I'm going to quit my job and homestead full time and be broke and have it, wear it as a badge of honor that I'm a broke homesteader and, I'm just scraping by. And it's like, man, why do you want to live like that? It's
right.
Like, but it, what is it? Money is the vein of, or whatever. Money's evil and all this. Some people
root of all evil.
Yeah, some people take this crap to an extreme. Yes, money can be evil, but it depends on how you do it.
Money is a tool.
Yeah.
If you use it for evil, then yes.
Yeah. I mean, don't run out, quit your job and be like, I'm going to buy 20 acres and build my log cabin and, scratch away the ground and and, you know, have to scratch all year just to pay the property taxes on my place and do this, run around barefoot and everything. It's like, keep going. You can do this with a full-time job. You can do a full-time job and still homestead. You just got to be deliberate with your time. There's not going to be sitting around watching YouTube all day or watching the whatever Desperate Housewives or whatever, or the latest baseball game or football game and all that kind of crap. There's not going to be that. It's going to be, you know, you're looking 12, 14-hour days or better in the summertime. And then you're talking about working at dark. You know, if you get off at 5 o'clock, it's dark. You've got to take care of your animals and all your stuff when you get home.
When I get home, I'm going out to put the chickens up with my dogs with my flashlight in my hand because it's dark out here.
Yeah. I mean, you can still have your full-time job and have a plan, transition into it. If you're like, hey, I want to make money on my homestead, transition into that. When you're making enough money, you know, start transitioning out. Make your homestead profitable. Do that. Have a plan to be like, hey, I want to make X amount of money on my homestead. Start. I'm a big proponent of starting a business and being your own boss. Do that. Start the side gig on the homestead. And then once your side gig gets big enough, boom, go for it. Quit your job and have that. Farmer Brad is here. And then Farmer Brad says, that's why I try to automate as much as I can. And then he says, I make automatic chicken waters to offset feed cost. Yeah, and there's stuff that, I mean, there's millions of things you can do to make money off your homestead and still have that full-time job and do it. So, I mean, Shelly, you do it. I do it too.
Yep.
I mean, and especially if you set it up right, you can really, I mean, I spend very little time right now. I'm in maintenance mode with the animals. It's like, I don't have to spend a whole lot of time doing stuff with the animals right now.
Right.
But now in spring and summer and fall like that, I'm spending a lot more time with them, moving them around a lot more and stuff like that. I mean, I can move them around a bunch more, but I'm going to eat my stockpile up real quick. And then I don't want to start springtime with a stockpile that's down to bare bones. And Brad says, my day job is a developer for the credit union. So, you got one more, Shelly? Or are you out?
No, I got one more.
All right.
The myth that you can't travel.
Yeah.
You can travel. It's hard. But again, that it's a community thing. Randy and I, we have a couple of our daughters live close to us, and then our third daughter lives in the next county over. But one of our daughters lives right next door to us. So when we travel, then she comes over and takes care of our animals and, you know, lets our dogs out and feeds and all that kind of stuff. It is, you know, you have to find somebody that you can trust, but, you know, be looking around, check out farmers markets, all that kind of stuff. If you don't have, you know, somebody related to you or something that can do it, you do need to have somebody that's, you know, like not afraid of chickens. And you wouldn't believe how many people are afraid of chickens. There's a lot of people out there that are like, no, I don't want to mess with your chickens. Because before Sam moved next door to us, I would tell people, I'm like, you can keep all the eggs, like whatever eggs you collect, you can take them or whatever. And they're like, we don't want to mess with your chickens. Yeah. And I'm like, they're fine. They don't do anything. They don't bother you or nothing. Now, I mean, I used to have some turkeys that were terrorists and they would chase you down, but I don't have them anymore. But, you know, get some people that you can trust and have, you know, and be willing to do that for other people, you know, especially if you're willing to go farm sit for somebody and take care of their stuff, then when you're out of town, they'll come and take care of your stuff. Be willing to trade that back and forth.
Well, I mean, Randy, when we went to Florida, Randy came through and watered every day for me. I mean, I took everything and I made it pretty simple. I'm like, the dogs have an automatic feeder that I can fill up. I could put, I think it's 50 pounds of feed in there. I'm like, the dogs will be fine. Their water trough is going to be good. They got plenty of water. I'm like, just check it. And then the sheep, and when Ginger is still here, I pulled everybody into the back lot where they're under hard fence. We stuck two round bales out, and I'm like, they're going to have plenty to eat for the 4 days or whatever I'm gone. So
like,
make it easy.
So Randy, I mean, because you live an hour away from us.
Yeah.
And there was 1 or 2 of those days that Randy, because Randy works in the same town that Jason lives in. He actually works like 5 minutes from where Jason lives. And but there were 2 days that he wasn't working. And so, but he still drove over there and took care of Jason's animals, even though it's an hour drive over there, because we know if we're out of town and something happens here, I can call Jason and he'll come over and take care of it.
Well, you've called a couple times.
I know. We had a hog that got out one time when we were traveling somewhere, and we had a hog that got out. And I don't think that you needed to come over, but that was the first thing when I texted him. I said, we've got a hog out, and he goes, do you need me to go take care of it? And I said, let me check. And Sam ended up getting it taken care of. But that's the whole thing. Building community. You put in that sweat equity, helping each other out and all that kind of stuff. And that, you build those relationships, and then that you have people that you can count on to help you take care of those things.
Oh yeah. The only thing I told you, it was like at 5 or 6 o'clock or something in the afternoon, something like that. And I was like, tell me if I need to go now. Don't tell me at 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
I was like, that's the only thing. It's like, we either need to do this now or never. I was like, don't do it at 10 o'clock at night.
Forrest said, people always ask who watches my farm when I'm gone, and I tell them the dogs are in charge. They next ask who watches the dogs, and I tell them the electric fence.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And then Farmer Brad says, also, farm setting is a good way to get exposure to animals that might be on your future wish list. Absolutely. Yeah. But one thing to keep in mind, like Jason was talking about his setup, if you know that you want to be able to travel, that like when you're starting to develop your homestead and everything, that's why permaculture is so important, having those zones and knowing, your inputs and placing stuff in the right place. The easier that you make that, and you're making it easier on yourself, but the easier that you make that for somebody coming in to farm sit for you, the better off you're going to be. Yeah. Because if you make it hard, if they've got to do like a small little bucket and 15 trips and all this kind of stuff, people are not going to want to do that. And I don't blame them. So when you're putting all your infrastructure in place, sit there and think, if I had to have somebody else come and do this, how could I make it easy on them? And then whatever you figure out is going to make it easy on you too. So.
Oh yeah. Set it up as easy as you can. I mean, like, when I come in at the end of the day, watering the sheep and the donkey, like literally I'll pull down to the shop, hook the garden hose up, turn it on. It's already pinned to the trough. I turn it on. I go grab the dog food, walk down, feed the dogs. And then by the time I get back, if the water trough is all the way empty, the water trough's full. So I turn it off and disconnect the hose. And then it's like, boom, I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, literally 10 minutes, if that. I can get everybody done if I'm not moving animals in 15 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Former Brad said, minimize the amount of places animals and feed are stored. Yep. And wherever you're feeding them, like we have a barrel out by where our sheep are at that we keep sweet feed for the sheep. And they don't get that feed every day, but we use that to kind of get them to go where we want them to go. So it's right there, accessible. It's sitting outside, but it's in one of those heavy duty plastic barrels that have the lid that comes down and locks on it. So it doesn't get moisture in it or anything, but it's right there where we need it in case we have to have it. The pig feed is where the pigs are at, and all of that kind of stuff. The rabbit feed is over where the rabbits are at. So make it easy.
Yeah. How many vanilla wafers is Ginger up to a day now?
Oh my God. She eats a whole box. Like I don't try to, if I go out with the box, if I try to leave with the box with stuff in it, she gets a little hostile.
Yeah. And she do it.
She makes noises at me and all that stuff. And it's so funny because she'll see me walking out with the box and she walks over the fence and sticks her head over the fence. And then her tongue is like, it just comes out like some kind of alien thing. And I'm not even at the fence yet. And she's like licking the air and stuff. I'm like, you are a weird cow.
Oh, just wait. When you start moving her around, she will walk right behind you and you'll feel it on your back, that tongue. And then when you get in, you like take your shirt and your shirt's like wet and you're like, what the hell was that? And you pull your shirt off and look, and there's like a big slime streak on the back. And I'm like, stop. Like literally when she was down here and I would move them from pasture to pasture, like I'm walking fast and I've got a feed bucket in my hand and she's like right behind me, like nudging me, trying to lick me. And I'm reaching back going, stop, will you stop it? And she just keeps on going. I'm like, you stupid heifer. So
she loves vanilla wafers.
She will eat you out of house and home with vanilla wafers.
Yeah.
So
I do like every couple of weeks I'll do a Walmart order because anything that I don't have a lot of stuff on my Walmart order, but I hate going into the store. And so now that Walmart delivers to the house, that's one of the things that's on there is like 4 boxes of vanilla wafers, and she gets a couple a week.
Oh yeah. I think Whitney.
Then I have to throw some to Calvin because she'll eat every bit of it. Like she won't let him have any.
Oh yeah, she'll not.
So I have to toss them to Calvin, and he might get 1 out of every 5 that hits the ground. Because if I'm not handing them to her, she's eating them off the ground, and I'm like, I threw those for him, and she just looks at me.
Oh yeah. Have you got to pet Calvin yet?
He won't. He'll come up probably within about 5 feet of me.
Oh, yeah.
But he won't come to me at all unless I have vanilla wafers. But he only gets about 5 feet away from me. But they've been hanging out in the shelter.
Have they?
But like early in the morning, because I go out and feed at like 4 in the morning. So early in the morning when I go out there, they're not in there. So they're somewhere out in the field or something. I'm not sure where they're at. But when I go out in the evening, they'll be standing up there under the shelter and stuff.
Boy.
So I don't know.
I've laid hands on Calvin a few times, but then when he figures it out, he's like, holy crap, somebody's touching me. I got to get out of here. So I really wish now I would have halter broke him, but it's just, I did not have time to halter break him.
Yeah.
And now he's too big. It'd take a good dude to rope him and get him going. So look, Homesteading Pastor showed up.
Hey, it is good to see you. So glad you're in the chat.
Yeah. So right when we're getting ready to leave too.
Yeah, we're getting ready to jump off here. It's like 8 minutes past my bedtime.
Oh yeah. Well, shoot, Whitney, they must be having a heck of a party, a heck of a Christmas party at church, because I left at like 7:15 and Whitney and Lincoln are not home yet.
Wow.
At least they've been awful quiet if they've snuck in. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to call them and be like, hey, I don't know. Maybe they're still down there eating pancakes and sausage. Who knows?
That sounds so good.
You're gonna get that in the morning, aren't you?
I feel like I am.
I'm going back on bacon and eggs is what I'm gonna do. So, all right, guys, bleeding control kits, 15% off. Use bleed 15 for that.
Homesteading Pastor says, y'all please keep me and my family in y'all's prayers. Absolutely. We totally will do that.
So yeah, bleeding control kits, bleed 15 is the code. I don't know how long I set that for, so you might as well go ahead and get it tonight.
Yeah.
It might expire quick. And honest to goodness, I forgot when I got it to turn it off. So guys, we appreciate you being here. We'll be back here next week. Same time, same bat channel, all that fun stuff. I'll be back Friday morning by myself. I don't have a topic yet, but I will pick one maybe tonight. It just depends. So, guys, we appreciate it a bunch, and we'll see y'all next week. Good night.
See you later.